think when we get to this, we're going to want that to be not as much padding here in mobile. So let's take, oh crap, I'm gonna have to try to remember this now. No, I won't. I was just trying to think, I have to remember how to do that window width thing in JavaScript. I could probably go, one of the cool things about Noodle is you have a developer console. So their preview browser is based on some version of Chromium or something like that. So you actually have a JavaScript console, so you can go window inner width, outer width, is that what it is? Yeah, inner width. What's outer width then? I'm such a noob. Outer height, outer width. 174. Ah, so it's my screen width is outer width and inner width is the window. Okay. Yeah, if only I weren't. Anyway. So the inner width is 568. That's perfect. That's what I want. So we're gonna what we want to do is have something that tells us what the inner width is, so that we can say when inner width is less than whatever, then output something that's going to change the padding amount. So the padding amount here is 4040. Let's say I've reduced it to 2020 when it's below. When it, yeah, like there it starts to look a bit weird. So let's say when it's below 400, we're going to make that padding 2020, and then this shouldn't happen with the two lines because it has a bit more space, 40 extra pixels of space from that padding being taken away. So we need a function node. So there's three. There's expression. Expression is really just like what you would have in an if statement, like user created date plus 5 days, and then it outputs a date or something like that. What we want is a function node. We want something where we can actually type in proper full sort of like methods and stuff like that. So we're going to do function. I'm sorry, I was about to say, oh, I don't remember what it is. I could just ask Noodle AI. It's true that you can just type it in here and say, give me output the window width as a function, and then send, and then that will make its own little function node and tells me when it's done. This function retrieves the current width of the window. Cool. And so we go to properties and script edit, and you'll see, there you go, window width is window inner width, and the output is window width. So the top part is just regular old JavaScript. The bottom part is the, what do you call that? It's not a function, object from the Noodle world. Noodle has pre-built objects like outputs, and then whatever you put after outputs becomes an object that's outputted from the node. So where they've put here outputs.window width, the AI has put that. Then if I take the output from this, which is the little dot on the side, and drag it somewhere, then I can see window width, and I can connect it up to something. So that's kind of the same thing we wanted to do here. So we'll just do that manually because I want to do something special with it. So constant window width equals what did I say it was? Window inner width. And then we're going to say, so what do we want to do? We want to say, I want to do a test. We want to say if the inner width is less than 500, we're going to output something. And if it's greater than 500, we're going to output something else. So we want to output probably we want to output something that can go into this input. And I think it's going to be a number, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're going to try that and see if it works. So delete this. So this function is going to be called window check window width. And so we're going to say if, I'm a really bad JavaScripter by the way, so please forgive me, window width is less than I can find it less than 500. we want to output padding. So whatever you put after output is just the name that's going to appear. And the tendency in JavaScript would be if it's a value, then just put the small letter. If it's an actual like object or something like, or no, sorry, like a function, then put maybe a capital letter, or signals. Often like signals are kind of capital letters in Noodle world. Anyway, outputs padding equals what did we say it was? 20. So let's just go with 20 for now and see if that works. Else outputs padding equals 40. Okay, let's see if that works. There we go. So we're more than 500, so we're at 40. So we want that output to go here. Padding is going to be connected to. So all this stuff here is what ports, input ports can you connect to a group. And so every different element type has its own input ports. And if you make your own elements, then you can actually specify your own input ports and your own categories of input ports, which is really cool. So you can make this by yourself if you want. So margin left pixels. So that seemed, yeah, I think I'm right there because it's pixels in parentheses, like just give me the number and I'll put the pixel value in. So do margin left. And, oh, yeah, that's right. No, yes. Padding, and again the same padding, so 20 is also going to go on. Margin right. Should be good. All right, so what we'll do, just so you can see this working because it's fun, is I'm going to pin this. It means that the input and output will be shown at all times. And I'm going to pin these, or at least this one, so you'll see as it's changing, you'll see the values change here as well. It's a really good way to debug as well, pinning stuff, just so you can see how it works. So we're going to reduce it down, and now it's less than 500. Is it going to work? No, it's not. And why not? Probably because it already ran, and it only runs once. Why would it run again? Nothing has changed, so yeah, it runs again, and it's less than 500, but it still looks like it's 40 pixels padding. Why is that? Oh no, it says 20. It says 20. Is that 20? So if I go down to mobile size, no, it's not 20, is it? It's 40. It's loaded up bigger than 500. Yeah, so it's outputting 40. Going in here, I think it's just that there has to be something else. What do we have to output here? Not a number. Yeah, of course, because everybody's probably screaming at the screen right now and saying, it's not the margin, you muppet, it's the padding. Of course it is. Yeah, and even I saw the group move a little bit more away from the edge of the page, so like, why didn't I think that's a red flag? I'm doing something wrong. No, muppet. Pad left. Pad right. Beautiful. Okay. So it doesn't change, but if I reload it and the function runs, then it goes to the right padding. That's good. So that looks tighter. And then even at 310, I'm still on 2 lines. So that's very nice. Would be nice maybe to have a little bit of space either side there. It looks a bit weird. So maybe set that at like even just 5 pixels, just get it off the edges of the page. I hope that doesn't mess up my little plan. Yeah, it's still pretty good. Yeah, not bad. Just a little bit off the edge. It might need more later, but whatever. Okay. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, so when the window changes, we need to fire something that checks this. So I'm going to ask the AI for that because I don't know how to do that. Output every time the window inner width changes. It listens to the window resize event and outputs the current window inner width every time it changes. Ooh, nice. So when the page loads, the function loads, it adds an event listener, and that's what we want. So I'm going to copy this and steal it and put it in here. Yeah. So outputs. Yeah, we don't want an output though. Oh yeah, no, Luminec. Yeah, now I need some fancy JavaScript stuff. What if I put all this inside the function? Would that work? Would that work? Or am I being crazy? So define the window width inside here, and then say, yeah, so then would it fire this every time then it resizes? We will find out, I guess. Nope, it doesn't fire anything anymore. Let's take this and give it to ChatGPT. So when Noodle AI fails, I go to ChatGPT. So sorry, ignore my chat history if you will. Something in there about, I don't know, what's the best food to eat that can use up strawberries and something else that I have in my fridge. I do ask it stupid things. Sorry. Can you please, I say please because just in case ChatGPT takes over the world, then I'll be safe. Can you please fix this code for me? I want it to fire every time the inner width changes and output one or another padding value as a result. And as context, I'm using the Noodle low code IDE. It normally sort of understands just from the code, but just in case. It's going to say your code is listening, but I'm not familiar with specifics of Here's a slightly optimized version. Yeah, okay, thanks for that. Okay, yeah, no, what's that ternary operator? It's not my thing, this stuff. Anyway, copy pastes. Who copies pastes code? That's not good. You should type it out by hand. It didn't work. Oh. I'm very silly. So it has to resize. So what we want is to have it on page load, detect what the width is, and then when it resizes, do a different width. So we can do two different outputs, I think. We'll do a variable outside the function and a variable inside the function, but both of them are going to use the outputs padding output, and that should throw the same value out every time. So let's say const initial, we'll call it window width equals window inner width. So that'll run on page load. And then it's going to add the event listener, and then if the window size changes, then it'll change. Yeah, so then we'll put the same. So when it loads the page, so check page window width on page load before resize event, and then listen to window resize event, and that's good. So it'll do that operation when it loads, and it'll do the same output in the listener when the window size changes. Window width is not defined. Yeah, well, it wouldn't be, would it? Because it's initial window width. Initial window width is defined, I hope. Yay. So it's currently at 585, so it should come as 40 when we reload. There it is. And then when we squeeze 20, 40, 20, 40, that's cool.